Howdy folks. So another random thing off eBay. And no, this is not going to turn into one of those channels that just reviews shit from eBay. It's just that I happen to be on a streak right now. So as it so boldly says on the top, this is an automatic card shuffling machine. Now this is not casino grade. This is the cheapest crap I could possibly find. The shipping actually cost more than the actual card shuffler. I actually got this out of the States though. But I know it's cheap Chinese crap. It feels that way. And unfortunately, I'll tell you right now, if you're looking for a teardown, this is not the video, because this thing will not survive a teardown. I mean, this is so cheap that if I take it apart, it is never going back together again. And I kind of want to use this because it does work pretty well. So this is a review, not a teardown. Sorry to disappoint. So anyway, this is like, you can just search automatic card shuffler on eBay and you're going to get a whole bunch of people selling this or a variant of this. This is the 200 card model. And what that means is that the output tray holds 200 cards. You can get 100 all the way up to, I think, 400 cards, I think. But the price changes. It's literally the same thing, they just add more plastic to make it taller. So the reason that I bought this was because I play a lot of card games, like Cards Against Humanity, Killer Bunnies, things that have like hundreds of cards. Because, you know, shuffling a standard deck of 52 playing cards is not hard. I mean, 7 riffle shuffles will give you, you know, almost true randomness. Numberphile has a great video on that if you want to look into it. But shuffling hundreds of cards is extremely tedious, and you're never ever going to make it really, really well. It's always going to be, you know, there's going to be patterns and stuff that get repeated a lot. So I wanted a fast way of shuffling those kinds of cards. And as it turns out, they're all the same size. They're all standard poker size cards. So they'll fit in a card shuffler like this. So this thing, it works pretty well. Like I said, it's extremely cheap. The output tray is just a piece of, it's literally just an L-shaped piece of clear plastic. I mean, that's your output tray. I mean, this is as bare bones as it can get. We have a lever, which is actually the power switch. It's just on some springs. And we have on the bottom 2 doors, because this unit is basically 2 separate units in one. So there's 2 AA's in each of these doors. Again, these doors feels really cheap. So I mean, that will probably be like a failure point very, very soon. No fancy feet, it's just plastic molding. And just so you get an idea of how this thing works, the one thing I will take off is this top piece here, which just sort of clips in. So what this is this is a little piece of black extrusion which is suspended by 2 springs on either side. And the idea is, as this thing is pushing the cards in, I guess I should mention that you put 2 decks of cards, so you split the deck, you put half on each side, and then it shuffles them together. And as the cards are flying in, this thing sort of bounces back and forth. And the idea is that will sort of block and let cards from each side through. And as this thing moves around, it's supposed to be random. And that's how it generates mechanical randomness. And it's not actually that bad. I mean, to be honest, you probably won't notice the difference. I mean, is it great? No, but I mean, it's definitely better than what you can do by hand, especially on a deck that's that big. So, taking that off, looking on both sides, you can see that there is a rubberized roller here, which is just a plastic roller with a piece of rubber on it. And if I spin this around, there's a little plastic, like a quarter gear, which comes up. And obviously this spins, and it grabs a card, pushes it towards this roller, and then that flings it into the center. And both of these are fully independent, and that's why I believe, like, these sets of batteries power a motor in this side, these sets of batteries power a motor on this side. There is nothing shared between the 2 devices. There is literally nothing but a power switch, 2 motors, and the gear trains. That's all that's in this thing. So this thing is very loud. So it's people know when you're using it. So as you can see, if you don't push it down all the way, I've noticed that sometimes it's really slow. I think the contacts are just kind of bad in the bottom. But if you push it down hard enough, it'll go full speed. So I'll put this back and I'll actually shuffle something for you, just to show you how it works. Unfortunately, I haven't got a brand new deck of anything, so I can't, you know, show you how well it shuffles. But I do have a deck of a just random assortment of Cards Against Humanity cards, because these are the first things I could find. So you split the deck, you just slide it in both sides, which is pretty easy, and then you cover your ears. Okay, we had a straggler card there, but I mean, that's pretty fast, and I mean, like, you'd probably want to do this, you know, 2 or 3 times to get them really, really random. But honestly, like, that's far faster than I'm ever going to be able to shuffle these. So for $10, you know, $10 plus the cost of shipping. So I think that this thing worked out to $30, I think, for me, Canadian, because, you know, our money is like worth nothing. But yeah, I mean, it works great. So, I mean, as long as you're careful with it, you don't break the drawer, because that is just, that's horrifying how cheap that is. I mean, as long as you don't break it, it's definitely worth buying. And, you know, I have decks, of course, that don't fit in this, so I just split them up into piles and then shuffle each pile with another pile. So, I mean, I can completely shuffle a deck of like 500 cards in like under 2 minutes with this. So, damn it. So anyway, that was a quick look at this, and I mean, yeah, I do recommend it. As crappy as it is, it does what it says. Thanks for watching.